Just a quick video, get some thoughts off my mind real quick about this clean and unclean foods. Is it okay to still eat pork and stuff like that? Real quick, the Levitical laws, let's say they have never changed, okay? But however, we are not under Levitical or Mosaic laws. So when God said pork is unclean, or let me ad lib, it's unfit for your good health, God is correct. I agree with God on that totally. Can't disagree with God. Yahweh, whatever you want to call him. Now, some people get over into the New Testament when Jesus talks to the religious leaders, the Pharisees at that time, and you want to see what they're talking about. They're talking about a custom or a tradition of their unclean hands. And then you go over to when Peter had a vision. It didn't make it okay to eat unclean foods. It was about associating with people that were not of, let's say, Jewish descent or of that society. People who were unclean, such as the Gentiles, let's say. God wanted his message to be given to anyone and everyone, to the Jews first and then to the Gentiles. So, the part about Paul mentioning giving thanks, when you pray over something that's unclean, you don't make it clean. Just like you can't bless what God has cursed, nor can you curse what God has blessed. Everybody should know that. What Paul is talking about and what Jesus was talking about when he was confronted and answered the question about unwashed hands, he talks about it's what comes out of the mouth that defiles the person, was not related to food. It was about tradition versus food, and it was about customs. Now let me explain. Sometimes a food that they're commanded that they can, not with a T, can eat, can be considered unclean. Like if it's got blood in it, even though it's perfectly edible with lamb, fatted calf or whatever, if it's got blood, it's unclean. Or you could consider it like this. If you drop your, let's say, steak on the floor. Perfectly good cooked steak, delicious, but it's got a speck of dirt on it. It may be considered unclean, even though God didn't command you couldn't have it, okay? Pork is still unclean. It is unfit, according to the scriptures, according to my opinion, according to history, according to the doctors, JAMA, J-A-M-A, Journal of American Medical. Go look up trichinosis or parasites and things like that. Now, you won't go to hell, in my opinion, for eating pork. And I consulted with a friend I trust. There is no penalty, no commandment to stone somebody for eating pork. However, even though we're not under Levitical laws, I believe that once you're saved, you're eternally saved. You're saved by grace through faith. But that's not a license to sin. Now, if you eat junk food, pork, there's going to be consequences. There's going to be consequences for violating Levitical laws in the flesh, physically, and even as a society. Thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not be a glutton, thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy vain in vain, thou shalt not commit adultery. Not resting on the Sabbath. There's consequences for not resting. But however, even though you're saved, it's not a license to sin. Now, when Jesus told the lady that was being brought to him about her adultery, caught in the act, he didn't condemn her. Nor did he say, if you don't stop, you're going to go to hell. What it was he told her to go thy way and sin no more, because the result of her sin was capital punishment. Not necessarily a spiritual death in a sense, because we're saved by grace, we're covered by the blood. And to be honest with you, I don't think we could ever be without sin, because we're still in the flesh, we're still fallible creatures. But that is not, just because you're saved and you pray over your food, does not make it healthy for you. So what I'm basically saying is, if you eat bacon, you're not necessarily going to go to hell, but it could cause you problems. Instead of spending your money and being healthy and a happy life for the Lord, you could spend all your time and money. I believe in doctors, and the doctors, God gave them knowledge, and doctors know. And you could spend, you could keep that lifestyle up, but not believe in God and believe in some I'm going to call it new age version of religion. Oh yeah, do what you want. You can eat now. As long as you're not out there having, premarital sex, you can just eat pork. No, it's not necessarily wise to do that. There might be something to not mixing your linen too. I just haven't discovered it, but I think we're all guilty of wearing mixed cotton and wool and linen. Might be something to do with the skin, but basically all I'm saying is if anybody wants to get healthy, stop listening to preachers that tell you, oh yeah, we're not under those old laws anymore, it's okay. This scripture right here says, nope. No, it didn't. Nowhere in the scripture did Jesus say it's okay to eat pork. Jesus didn't violate the Levitical law. When he told the scribes, Pharisees, or whatever, why do you, talk about my followers eating with unwashed hands when y'all, it's what comes out of your mouth. You defile yourselves with, they're already defiled because it was a custom. They were eating clean foods, but they recognized that it could be eaten in an unclean fashion. Today, we're told to wash our hands before we eat. It's good hygiene, but it's not a law. It's not going to send you to hell. Quite possibly, you could get sick, spread germs. I mean, who knows? But if you eat bacon, you won't go to hell. Paul didn't say it was okay. I highly doubt that Paul ever ate pork. I'm sure they ate some unclean things in the eyes of the Pharisees, but it was not unclean under the Levitical law. You see, there's a difference. Like I used the example earlier, you drop a steak on the floor, it gets dirty, it's unclean, but yet the food itself is not, quote unquote, unclean. Now, pork is eternally unclean. I'm not afraid of a piece of bacon, but I've come to recognize the implications, just like smoking. Smoking is a nasty habit, stinks, won't send you to hell, but you're going to suffer some physical consequences. You break a 10 commandment, or you break one of our laws, you're going to have some physical, societal, community consequences. So it is wise to listen to God, practice everything you can, even though you're not under the law, you still ought to observe what God has made a commandment, even if there's no punishment for it. There's no punishment for eating pork, as far as I know. But it was so nasty that I think it's in the book of Esther. They wouldn't have anything of it. I mean, some people, they were told to, it's sacrificed unto idols. They died. They were punished severely. They would not touch it. Not only was it a command, but his people, in order to live healthier, longer lives, knew better. So that's about it for this. Sorry for the no pictures or images. Maybe one day I can work on that graphics to entertain people for 30 minutes.